Hello, everyone. We warmly welcome you all to our special program brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. I am your host, Vatika Singh. Indian Achievers Award is an honor that celebrates the people who went extraordinary to effectuate their aspirations and ideas. In this series, we emphasize not only on the struggles and achievements of the people, but also on the social contributions they made to their native land, India. Before introducing you all to our one such achiever, let's take a look at the small AV.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Mr. Naresh Chaudhary, a distinguished expert in climate finance, nature based solutions, education, skill development, health, and animal rights, has garnered acclaim on the international stage. Recognized as the best CEO for 2023 and listed among the top 200 inspirational global leaders, his visionary leadership transcends borders. With an illustrious career marked by a Prince 2 practitioner certificate, Naresh's international expertise shines through his strategic management of global initiatives. His ability to navigate diverse cultural contexts and foster collaborations has resulted in transformative projects that bridge the gap between environmental conservation and human well being worldwide. Naresh Chaudhary's legacy exemplifies the power of international cooperation, showcasing how innovative solutions and compassionate leadership can create a positive and lasting impact on a global scale. Hello, sir, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
All right, sir. So, before entering into the questions, tell us something about you and your professional journey so far.
My name is Naresh Chaudhary, born and brought up in Delhi, an engineer by qualification, though I never practiced it. So when I was there in the final year of my engineering in near Pune, so there was a campus selection from Child Welfare Society of India, and being an educational hub, so students from different colleges, different streams, they participated, and they shortlisted about 23 candidates, and I was amongst them. So we got a training for a year in Mumbai on NGO management, brand building, communication, fundraising. And after that years of training, I compared myself with my batchmates. So they were selling the software. So I said, maybe it's good if I start selling this concept. So ever since this journey started, and then I'm thankful to all the organizations that I have worked so far in the last 27 years, which have given me an exposure on different verticals, different thematic areas, and different issues that our country is facing. So whether it's child rights, whether it's women empowerment, health, education, animal rights, and now for the last good 8 years, I am into this environment sector, mitigating the climate change. So all in all, quite an interesting journey wherein, as I mentioned, because of the different stint with different organizations for different thematic areas, I could get that exposure not only in India but also on an international level. So I feel extremely honored and proud for all such opportunities that have crossed my way in the last 27 years of my professional journey. And today, for the last few years, I am with Partners in Prosperity, looking after their operations in India.
Right, sir. So, as you mentioned about Partners in Prosperity, tell us in detail about the same and your major areas, in fact, of work.
Yeah, Partners in Prosperity was established almost exactly 25 years ago because on upcoming October 20th, we are celebrating our 25th anniversary. So it's quite an historical milestone for us. And when we started, the simple objective was to elevate the poverty. But while working on this stream, very soon we realized that poverty and climate change are interlinked, and we cannot address any one of these as a standalone problem. So then at present, so we are trying to elevate the poverty, and at the same time, the projects that we are implementing, so, and they are mitigating the climate change risk also. In terms of vertical, we started with the farmers, especially the paddy farmers. And the initial mandate was to transit the conventional farmer to organic basmati paddy growing farmers. So it was a difficult task which came to us. So when we started approaching the farmers, because of the mindset in our country, farmers, they get this education, so-called the cultivation or the farming knowledge from their fathers, forefathers, and it's a knowledge which is going on from one generation to another. So they have got a very rigid mindset. For them, more the chemical, better is the production. So when we approached them in the initial few months, so there was a very lukewarm response from the people, because the straight away the question was, even if we follow the advices that the organization is giving, what is the benefit for them? Means even if they adopt this organic practices, and the myth is the production goes down, which is right. In the initial few years the production actually goes down, but not to that extent as like their mindset. So it was a daunting task for us. So what we did, we decided that instead of reaching out a big pool of farmers at one go, we'll get onto the ground, we'll set up some demo plots, and then in the meanwhile, we'll arrange some of the progressive farmers. So with a handful of progressive farmers and some demo plots, we initiated this project. And soon after cultivation cycle was over, so many of the farmers in the vicinity could see the impact, that hardly there was any impact on the production loss, and even the quality was very good. So this has created some sort of a snowball effect, and in parallel, we reached out to some of the international buyers also, especially the paddy or the rice, buyers. So we ensure that some of the international buyers, they give us the commitment that whatever the pool that we are going to generate, whatever the number of farmers we are going to have, so they are going to source that basmati, organic basmati from them. So it has created a snowball effect. And this incident I'm talking about, which is almost 11-year-old now, and today, if I look back, so we have got approximately 4,000 farmers, doing this organic basmati cultivation. And not only this, so they have constituted their own FPOs. They are certified organic farmers, and then they are registered under the fair trade as well. And if you look at the income that they are generating as compared to the conventional farmer, so that is almost 35 to 40% more than the conventional farmer income. And we are conducting these kind of studies also on a regular interval, just to make sure the kind of impact this project is making in their living standards. So we have found out that the earnings for them have gone up to 35 to 40%. So that's how we started. That was the first project working in the value chain of paddy. And then we took up some other value chains also, like cashew, jackfruit, custard apple, and now we are actually trying to get into coconut as well. So working with the farmers, setting up these sort of value chains, and then to mitigate the risk involved, not only the social but also the environmental. So this is one aspect, one vertical for our program. Secondly, we have got this agroforestry. I would not call it agroforestry. It's a horticulture. It's a plantation project that we are implementing for the last few years now. As I mentioned, the mandate is to elevate the poverty. And in India, majority of the farmers are smallholder. And if you look at the land owning is not more than, say, 1.5 to 2 acre on an average. So how to make them resilient? So we came up with this plantation drive as well. So, wherein what we are doing is we are promoting a combo of species, which includes fruit, flower, medicinal plant, timber. So, it's a combo of different species, and the whole idea is not only the farmer should get the regular income at a regular interval, but also to enhance the biodiversity. As I mentioned, when we started the project, it was purely with the paddy farmers, and in a paddy field farmers cannot tolerate any standing tree. So majority of the, if you might have seen the paddy fields, they always patch of land without any tree standing in between, and laser leveled lands. So if you harvest the trees, we all know the kind of impact it can make, the negative impact it can make, not only on the soil water tables, but also on the environment, and even on the biodiversity. So this plantation drive, by promoting this combo of species, the whole idea is to make a win-win case for everyone, for farmers, because they are having a combo of different, say, flower, fruit, timber. So it's giving them regular income. And at the same time, we are trying to restore the lost biodiversity as well. And this will have a very positive impact on the soil health as well. So this is one of the other project that we are implementing on scale. The third one is the water consumption. We all know that in India, or in fact, in majority of Asian countries, the water tables are depleting, and at the same time we are growing as far as this paddy cultivation is concerned. So we are taking more and more water out of the earth, mother earth, but the tables are depleting at a very rapid pace. So how we can save it? We cannot disturb the cycle of rice and wheat, because this is a common cycle for the farmers across India, in fact, across majority of the South Asian countries. So what we can do, since rice, it consumes paddy, I would say, it consumes a lot of water during, not only during the cultivation, but even for the processing also. And as per if we look at the data, it clearly suggests that 1 kg of rice takes somewhere between 2,500 liter to 5,000 liter. 1 kg of rice, not paddy, rice. So depending on the quality that we are talking about, if it's basmati, more consumption of water. If it's a normal variety, then less consumption. But again, 2,500 liter to 5,000 liter per kg is a significant quantity. So how we can reduce it to minimize this consumption? A couple of years back, we have initiated a project called alternate wetting and drying. This is a technique developed by International Rice Institute Philippines somewhere in 90s. And what we have seen, if the farmers, implement this technique during the paddy cultivation, they can also save water in range of 25 to 35%, depending on the geography and the nature of the soil. And also in some cases they can enhance the productivity as well, somewhere between 8 to 10%. So this is something we are implementing on a very big scale. We are implementing it in 5 different states of India with approximately 30,000 farmers. And if I talk about in number of hectares, this is approximately 150,000 hectares. So it's, the whole idea is to scale this mission up into more and more geography, wherever the paddy cultivation is at a boom, so we can reach out to more number of farmers, and we can tell them that, okay, adopt this technique wherein you can save some water also. So this is the number 3 vertical that we are implementing. On the fourth front, we are implementing a skill training program for the youth, especially the village youth in the age group of 18 to 35. This is, I would say, a major challenge for our farming community, that the second generation do not want to get into farming. For them, this is a very dry career, and there is hardly any return. So either they would like to migrate to a big city or to somewhere abroad as soon as they get some education. Even if they are not having education, still they try to say transit to some other places. So I would say this is a serious issue. If we will not counter this problem now, in the coming few years, we'll have a acute shortage of farm labor. So to address this, we have come up with this skill training program. Its name is Skill to Scale, wherein we are targeting youth in the age group of 18 to 35, and we are giving them trainings on agriculture-based techniques, whether it's mushroom cultivation, seed processing, hydroponics, and vermicomposting. It's not only about giving them training; it's about doing the hand-holding also. So once they get through this training, then we assist them in setting up, if they want, their own business unit, or if they want to work in groups, then providing them some sort of support so that they can set this up as an business model. So it's actually about promoting agriculture as an entrepreneurship. And for this, we have got some experts, I would say some peers, especially from the corporate world, who have left their well-paid job in US or UK and even in India, who have left their corporate jobs and they are now full-time into farming. So they are the role models whom we use on a regular basis to influence the young mindset. And they share their own case studies as after taking up agriculture as a business. So what is their income and what sort of techniques they are implementing. So this is helping us in influencing the younger mindset. I would not say we could curb this issue to a great extent. We have started this 4 years ago, and right now the major focus is in Uttarakhand. But yes, now the blueprint is ready. We know how we can counter this issue, and we are in a process to scale this up in other five more states of India. So this is another vertical that we are implementing. And then we have got a biogas unit, especially for the communities who are totally dependent on firewood or coal. And that is the main source of energy for them to prepare their food or to look after their day-to-day needs. So, and which is not good, using firewood, it's not only the deforestation, but also the pollution that it's creating. Same goes for the coal also. So to transit these sort of communities to biogas, it's a win-win situation for them. Though Government of India is also promoting Ujjwala, which is good for many of the household, but I'm talking about the people, who cannot afford cylinder after their subsidies are over. Subsidies are there confined to say the first two or three cylinders, and after that, the poor community unfortunately have to pay for them. So we are targeting those groups. So instead of, straight away after finishing the quota, instead of transiting to again to firewood or coal, they can have this sort of clean energy. So in case if the farmers have got three or four cattles and if they have got sufficient sunny space near their kitchen, so this is a good unit for them which they can establish. So not only the clean energy that they will get to prepare their food, but also the slurry which comes out, it's a very nutritious ingredient for the soil also, which they can reduce, which they can use in their farmland as well to enhance the productivity. So these are the some of the major projects that we are implementing right now.
Right, sir. So you must be knowing about the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign prevailing in India right now. So what are your views on this campaign and how is Partners in Prosperity working towards it?
I think Atmanirbhar Bharat is I would say, a very interesting campaign from the government of India, which is a need of the hour, also giving the length and breadth of the organization and the human resource available here. And to supplement and complement is what our program is, Skill to Scale. As I mentioned, even we want these communities, not only for them to become self-reliant, but also to curb the problem of migration to the other cities. So we are implementing this Skill to Scale, wherein we are promoting that agriculture can also be taken up as entrepreneurship, can also be taken as a business unit. So in case if the returns are not there as far as the normal produce is concerned. Say, for example, if it's turmeric or it's say some other horticulture plantation is there or some other crops are there. So in case if the returns are not there in selling the raw product, they can get into the value addition. Turmeric, rather than selling it raw material, if they do some sort of a value addition in making, say, the face pack or some other, the product which is in great demand in the nearby towns, then they can earn a much better income. So likewise, what we are doing is we are creating groups, progressive groups in all the villages that we are operating in. We call them water environment groups. And through these groups, we are passing on this skill to scale trainings to the youth in the age group of 18 to 35. And then we try to bring them in a group and helping them, setting up their own units, whether it could be a value addition, it could be their own business, so that they can start earning that, a decent income wherever they are based, wherever their roots are. So instead of going to a bigger city and earning a peanut, which they would end up spending on their own living, so they can remain in their villages, can look at agriculture from a different perspective, and can earn a much better income, which would be, I would say, instrumental in making them self-reliant. So we are trying to supplement and complement this Atmanirbhar Bharat in this sense.
Right, sir. So, first of all, congratulations on winning the Indian Achievers Award for CEO of the Year. I really want to know that what was the feeling when you came to know that you have been conferred with this award?
I think firstly, I must say a big thank you to Indian Achievers for choosing me for this award. After 27 years, whenever you get some sort of a recognition, it's definitely a moment for joy to celebrate. But I would say it's not only me, it's all the teams, not only in this organization, in the previous organization, the mentors, my family members, they all play a very crucial role in making whatever I am today. So credit goes to all of them. And personally, awards to me, as I mentioned, definitely a reason to take a pause and to celebrate. But at the same time, it brings a responsibility to do more and to do better. So this is what the takeaway from me from this award. So whatever we are doing, so how we can make it more impactful and how we can enhance our reach as well.
Right, sir. So, since we all have certain plans for our future, what are your future plans with respect to Partners in Prosperity?
If I look at where we were almost 2 years ago, so we were having almost 31 people with us in two offices, one in Delhi and one in Uttarakhand. And within the last 2 years, we have scaled up our operations in six different states in India. And our staff strength has gone up to more than 250 people right now. So the plan is by 2024 to get into five more states, making it 11 in total, and then to have almost 600 people with us working. So this is for India, and at the same time, we have started scouting since the blueprint for many of the programs that we implement. The blueprint for them is ready, whether it's the value chain that we are operating in, whether it's the skill development, biogas, or the AWD we are implementing, the alternate wetting and drying. So we have started scouting the South Asian region and even some East Asian countries also, wherein we are trying to spread our wings. So coconut, for example, so Sri Lanka, we have already done the reke, and hopefully in coming time we will get into this value chain of coconut in Sri Lanka. Same way, biogas, we are in talks because there is a great need coming in from Nepal. So we are reaching out to some of the potential partners to set up this project in Nepal as well. Bangladesh for textile, we know this cotton and textile. So the kind of threats and kind of environmental challenges this entire value chain is posing. So getting into Bangladesh, because that is an important hub as far as the textile manufacturing or the cloth manufacturing is concerned. And then Indonesia and Malaysia for mangroves, we have done our reke. And mangroves, is the need of the hour also, because that is one of the key element in case if we want to curb the issue of carbon. So hopefully by 2024, this is what we have set in as a target for PNP, to start implementing our projects, direct projects in South Asia, and to get into East Asia, especially Indonesia and Malaysia.
Right, sir. So before concluding this session, you know that IAF is followed not only by mainstream organizations, but also those young minds who aspire to be like our achievers someday. So, what is that one message you'd like to give to the younger generation?
Yeah, I think I would like to use this platform to say that in the development sector, there is a dire need for youngsters to come forward and to take the baton on. We cannot leave all the things to the government agencies or to some other responsible agencies. For me, I think this individual social responsibility is paramount importance. Being an engineer, I am doing this, and I feel this country has given me so much, so I owe this responsibility to give back. Same way, I think the upcoming youth, my only suggestion is, don't rely the knowledge that you are getting from the apps or from the technology. If you really want to make a difference, you need to get onto the field. You really need to get on to the ground zero, wherein you need to meet with the actual needy people. Because whatever we read, on internet or through social media, at times is nowhere closer to what's happening on ground. So if you really want to make a difference, I think keep your eyes and ear open, and go and get the exposure on field. Don't rely only on the books and the apps, because they will give you only limited knowledge. But if you really want to make an impact, you need to be with the underprivileged, with the beneficiaries on ground. Once you understand them, then only you can make an impact.
And that, I must say, is a great piece of advice. Thank you so much for joining with us today. It was pleasure talking to you, and we hope that you continue to inspire people of all ages forever. Thank you so
Okay.
much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.